I made the video on the first 3 challenge rushes just 2 days ago, I believe. So go check that out if you haven't beaten those. This is for challenge rush 456 that just came out. So we have the first challenge rush, which of course is Goku, Vegeta, and full power Goku. Now, as with all of these, you need your characters at level 5000 and you need them fully soul boosted. Without that, you're not going to win unless you put in some mad work, which if you're that good at the game where you're able to string these long combos, you have level 5000 soul boosted characters. But the first challenge, we have Goku, Vegeta, and full power Goku. Of course, you have to beat it in 140 timer counts as one of the challenges. Use the advantageous elements. If you have the battle boosted characters for any of these, use the battle boosted characters, but you probably don't need this video if you have them. Without them though, you're going to want to use a green, a blue, and a red. Now, as for which green, blue, and red, I recommend using GT because GT, of course, has battle boosted characters for this. As you can see here, we have some characters that are battle boosted and that fit GT. We have Super Baby 2, Rildo, almost forgot his name, Baby Vegeta, Super 17, Kid Goku, and then Vegeta is the Super Saiyan 4. Vegeta is not a boost character, but he is a red who is a powerful character from GT and would fit if you don't have one of the boost reds or would rather use Vegeta over Rildo or Kid Goku. Of course, if you don't have GT, then you're going to have to look for your strongest team, as GT is what has the boosts here. So whoever your strongest team may be, I recommend using it as long as they fit the blue, green, and red for the element advantages in doing the 140 timer counts. You can go with movies, you can go with regen. I recommend your strongest though, whatever it may be. Now, for battling with one yellow, I would recommend you swap out your green character because you're going to want blue to take out the red, because red is going to decimate your yellow if they ever fight each other. And then you're going to want a red character to fight the yellow full power Goku. I feel having a yellow to fight the blue Goku isn't bad at all. I feel like he's the weakest in this case. He's definitely still strong, but for yellows, if you're running the GT team, as I mentioned before, simply swap out whatever green you're using and bring either the yellow Sin Shenron, as he regains health when he hits 0, or the yellow GT Vegeta. Both of those are great options. The GT Vegeta on his main gives you ki, which is always great to have more ki to continue long combos. If you're not running GT and say you're running a future team, you could bring in Rage Trunks, a great yellow if you have him. There's also the future yellow Gohan. If you're using another team, I recommend whatever team you're using to beat the 140 timer counts. If it's not GT or the battle boosted characters, bring in whatever strongest yellow you have for that team in place of the green. That's my best recommendation to beat that. Then we have 2 purples, which for me, I continued using a GT team. Now, I of course brought in Omega Shenron with 2 purples because he's battle boosted. But if you're using GT, I recommend running the purple GT Goku and the extreme purple Kid Goku. That's who I used. And then you can use, instead of Omega Shenron, you can use the battle boosted red Kid Goku, you can use the battle boosted red Rildo, or you could use the Super Saiyan 4 red Vegeta. Of course, if you're using another team, you bring in 2 purples that can hold their own, and then you bring in a red to kill the yellow because the yellow is the biggest threat again to the purples. So whatever that may be for you, whether it be fusions, future, whatever team you're rocking, regen, whatever it may be instead, bring in your strongest 2 purples from that team. If you're running regen, it could be purple 21 as one of your purples. You can bring the purple Janemba. That's just off the top of my head, but run your strongest team if you don't have GT battle boosted characters. Then we have the 5th challenge rush, which is of course against the fusions. We have the transforming Vegeta, who's normally the yellow one, transforms into Super Saiyan. Then we have what is normally the LF purple Super Vegito. He's blue in this, and then we have Vegito Blue, who's a red for this challenge. Now, Of course, again, you have the battle boosted characters, bring in the battle boosted characters. If you do not, I know battle boosted characters for this are fusions, but I would actually avoid fusions because Vegito Blue has a boost against fusions. Like, he does extra damage against fusion warriors. So he's gonna lay into you once he gets going. Even if you bring in the blue Gogeta, he's still gonna land heavy damage on you just because he's a fusion. So I recommend not running fusions against this team. I would recommend Future, and if you don't have Vegito Blue, you can bring in the new, or not new, but the 14-star Trunks, because I'm assuming most of you can get him to 14 stars. He's the Legends Road Trunks. It's very easy to do that. Just requires skip tickets and energy, of course. But if you don't have that, I've heard Movies is another good option. The purple, you can bring in Bojack. He cover changes, so if they launch a blue on you, use a blue card in ultimate, swap to Bojack, canceled. Bojack gets rid of it. You don't take any damage. For green, you can run the green movie cooler, whatever else green you may have. And for blue, you could run the normal cooler. If you have him Zenkai, then definitely do that. But Movies is another good shot. Future, I recommend your strongest team. If you don't have the battle boosted characters, for this one it's just strongest team, because fusions, even if you, so the only battle boosted fusions you should bring in are Vegito Blue and Zamasu if you have them. The rest, do not. Don't do it. Just don't. It's not going to end well. Now we move into bringing one red character, and I recommend replacing the purple you bring with a red. So whichever team you're running, swap out the purple for a red that fits that team. Now, I say this because you're going to want the green to take out the blue Super Vegito, because blue is strong against red, and they're going to kill that red really quickly if they ever get the chance. And then I recommend bringing a blue because you want to kill that Vegito Blue because he's a problem. Vegito Blue is a problem regardless of what color he may be. But the harder challenge, of course, is bringing in 2 yellows. For this, I personally have Vegito Blue, so I ran with the Future Rage Trunks, the Future Gohan, and Vegito Blue, but assuming you don't have Vegito Blue, run your strongest blue with 2 yellows. You could run a yellow-blue team. I know someone that used the Rage Trunks, the yellow full power Frieza when his health hits 0, and then Namek Goku. Of course, if you don't have that, I recommend using the yellow Sin Shenron from GT, as he regains health when he hits 0. You can use the yellow Vegeta from GT, and then Super Baby 2 from GT, as he regains health. Yellow Vegeta regains Ki, and so it kind of is just a bunch of health and Ki regaining ability characters. So that's what I would recommend. Of course, you can run a different yellow-blue team if you have a stronger one and you feel that's better, but you're going to want to bring 2 yellows and a blue, because of course red takes out yellows quickly, so you're going to want a blue to take out the red quickly. Finally, we have Mr. Satan, and this is just a punching bag challenge to see how much damage you can do with Rising Rush. If you've ever played Super Smash Bros., you know that there is a little challenge they have in the game you can do where there is literally a sandbag. You just beat it up to try and get its damage up, and then you hit it as hard as you can to see how far you can launch it. This is exactly that. Mr. Satan doesn't ever really attack you. He just has a bunch of health for you to get all 7 Dragon Balls to do your Rising Rush. For this, I recommend you bring Super Saiyan Bardock, the Extreme Purple Mai, and a Super Saiyan character. They could transform into Super Saiyan or just start and stay as a Super Saiyan. But they gotta be a Super Saiyan at some point. I brought Yellow Vegito as my Super Saiyan. I used Yellow Vegito to gather the Dragon Balls, transformed, then I switched to Extreme Mai, waited for Vegito's timer to cool down, so he was available to be swapped into again. But with Mai, once the timer had cooled down, I activated her main, which gives her green. Her green boosts damage received to the enemy. I used the green, quickly switched to Bardock, and then quickly switched to Vegito. You just swap to Bardock and then immediately to your next character. For me, it was Vegito. And then you use Vegito's main, which gives him another blue, and then Rising Rush them. You want as many blues as you can for your Rising Rush. And Bardock, when he's swapped to standby, gives a boost to all Super Saiyans on the team, so that's why you quickly swap to him and then swap out. This is what I've seen is the most effective way of doing this challenge. You can also use the Namek Goku. You have to transform into Super Saiyan before you begin the whole thing, so that's why I used them first. There's also the Vegeta, that transforms into Super Saiyan, you can use him. Shallot, I don't think Shallot does enough, like has enough stars and stuff at this point to do the damage, because you have to use Shallot in Super Saiyan 1 if you're going to use Shallot. It cannot be Super Saiyan 3 if you're doing this method. It has to be Super Saiyan 1. So I just don't think he packs enough of a punch. So I recommend a different Super Saiyan. I hope this helps you guys out. If you have any other ways that you guys have found out that works for these, of course, leave them in the comments below. Help your fellow Legends players out. And so, as always, this video helped. Leave a like, hit that subscribe button if you're new, guys. And hope y'all are staying happy, healthy. I'll catch y'all tomorrow.